begin. It's the win. Listen, laugh, and learn and understand. Hope, believe that you can. It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.
Welcome to the Win Show. We are so glad you joined us. I'm Paula Fellingham, CEO of the Women's Information Network, thewinonline.com. We're the online home for all women, all ages. We're a community of women helping women live joyful lives, filled with passion and purpose. Our hosts are Laura Lee Christensen, she's the Executive Vice President of the WIN. Suzanne Peterson is a talented nurse and mother of 4. And Kim Coles is an actress, comedian, author, and host. Our guest today is Garrett B Gunderson. He's a passionate, natural-born entrepreneur. He began his first business at the age of 15 and soon began winning business competitions. He's the author of the fabulous book, Killing Sacred Cows. It's a New York Times bestseller. Garrett loves inspiring others to turn their potential into production. He's dedicated his entire life to living and teaching a unique concept. It's known as soul purpose. It reveals how anybody can live a more prosperous and rewarding life. Thanks for coming. We just love having you here.
Yes.
Thanks for having me. Love the energy here.
I'm really intrigued by the title of your book, Killing Sacred Cows. And I wonder, does it have anything to do with the dilemmas people feel about finances? I think we're all a little insecure about that.
People are, and there's a lot of marketing to make people feel like, oh, it's so complicated and I just don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And there's even like this buzzword out there of financial freedom that you hear in the marketing, which that's where the dilemma is. On one hand, they're sitting there teaching us and telling us, oh, you can have financial freedom, but at the same time, they're actually promoting financial dependency.
That's true.
It's too complicated, hand your money over.
Yeah.
I would say that because of the concept soul purpose, 85% or more of the complexity around investing can be eliminated once people understand what real financial freedom is.
Wow. Well, let's talk more about the soul purpose. Why do you include the soul purpose first before we even talk about the money?
Well, soul purpose is the best expression of who we are. It's our most natural talents, it's our most natural abilities, and when that's for a direction of our life's purpose, that's where we have the most power and productivity.
That's true.
So, would you take all the money in the world if it meant you couldn't live your purpose?
No, of course
No,
not.
not at all.
Would you take all the money in the world if you had to constantly live in scarcity?
No.
Or give up your health?
No.
Or your friends?
Yeah.
Right, it's obvious. So soul purpose is this core area where we can create value and just create as human beings.
I love
and
that.
so I say it's the core of wealth.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
So what's the difference between rich and wealthy?
Well, and we've kind of alluded to it because you could be rich, meaning I was on my way to being really rich early on in my life, but not wealthy. I'll admit
What's the
that,
distinction?
Okay, here's the distinction. My wife, who was a school teacher, you know, she graduates college, wants to buy new clothes. I didn't want her to buy new clothes because that was going to hurt our net worth because I wanted to be rich. I wanted to have $1 million in the bank, right? And so my focus was so much on money. And I could have been rich financially, but I missed out on wealth because of soul purpose, because of mental wealth, because of physical wealth, because of social wealth, you know? And so you could be rich in any 1-5 area, but wealth comes in 5 tracks: financial, soul purpose, mental, physical, and social.
That's great.
Oh, I love that.
So if we are, though, trying to increase our financial situation, are there any rules that we should follow?
Well, first and foremost, you are your greatest investment. It's not a stock.
That's true.
That makes sense.
It's not a house. And you should always invest first and always, as I said, in yourself.
That's true.
So if someone comes to me and says, oh, well, where do I invest? Or is this a good investment? You should invest in your financial literacy, in your education, and in your soul purpose. Because if you get clear about areas that you have passion, influence, and knowledge, now you can make prudent and smart investments, and you don't have to learn about all the things that don't make sense to you and that don't align with you.
That's right.
Those are for maybe other people.
That's right. Well, everybody's talking about the economy. So what's the lesson that we're supposed to be learning right now, Garrett?
Yeah.
You know,
This one cost me a lot to figure out, so I'm glad to share it at a much cheaper rate here. As I heard you say, this is a free resource online.
That's
so
right.
the greatest lesson, and if people don't learn this, it's guaranteed to repeat. Guaranteed this will happen if you don't learn it this time around. People have been gambling with their finances. We hand our money over and abdicate responsibility. You can't delegate your health You would actually have to work out even if you hire a trainer. You have to be the one that actually eats the food. But financially, we're like, oh, let's just hand our money over and forget
Oh my
it.
gosh, I never thought of it like that.
No one else
That's
cares about
exactly
your money
what we
more
do.
than you do.
That's
I can
true.
guarantee you that.
That's true.
And until you invest with knowledge, you're going to repeat the lesson of losses. And the biggest concern I have is when someone loses money, it hurts their self-confidence. It hurts their self-image and their own ability to be productive. So I would only invest in things where I've got that arena of knowledge and where it creates confidence. And because of that ability, I can continue forward creating value for people, not chasing returns.
So it seems as if you give people these principles and these skills, and then they learn it themselves, and then they can go out and do it themselves.
Yeah,
Right.
I want to make myself replaceable as time goes on. I mean, when I started out in financial services, I'll admit, I wanted to confuse people because that's what I was taught. I wanted to sound so smart.
And make us dependent
Yeah,
on
you have to depend on me. You
That's
go,
right.
oh, Garrett's
Just wow
so
us.
smart, I'll just
Yeah.
gonna hand my money over to him and he'll take care of it. Well, when I first started in the business, and in 1999 was my second year, and the stock market's going up, and all these people have their investments with me, and they're saying, Garrett's a genius, this is working out so great. And then the year 2000 came around.
Okay.
The market turns and it starts going down, and now they wondered where that genius went. And the firms I worked with, they would say, tell them they're in it for the long haul. Tell them that the market's on sale. Tell them to diversify. They had these cliches, which are a lot of
Yeah,
those
we've
sacred
heard
cows.
them. Everybody's heard them.
And I had to go to the people I cared about most because I didn't want to go to family reunions. Let's face it, I was really young at the time. And I didn't want to go, and they're like, there's Garrett, he helped lose us some money.
no potato salad for you.
I had to look them in the eye and say, I don't know what I'm doing.
Wow.
And I would say most people in financial services don't.
Oh, they don't
Frighteningly.
say.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we had as many experts as have been purported financially,
That's
would we
right.
be in this calamity right now?
Exactly.
I don't think so.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I believe because everyone has a sole purpose, everyone has expertise. Everyone has something to offer. I remember Neil Cavuto on Fox News I was in a debate with him. I didn't know it. I was just having fun, and then I realized he was actually serious about what he was saying. And he said, Garrett, people are just stupid financially, and so it's best that they just hand their money over, and in the long haul it should work out.
Wow.
I was like, no, actually, people do have areas that they don't have a lot of knowledge, but people have areas where they have tons of knowledge and ability. And because of our sole purpose, everyone can contribute and everyone could be an investor.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's good. So what's one of the first things that somebody should do? Like, do you teach young people? We were talking about the importance of teaching our young people so that they create habits early, and then it's not so hard to change later.
So I'll answer both questions.
Okay.
Number one, I don't teach really young people just yet, and I'll tell you why. Not
You
because
are
I don't
young.
care about young people. I am young. We do have our course approved in schools, in
Oh,
universities.
that's
So
fabulous.
for a personal finance course, and we have an on-demand education, and they've adopted that, and it's pretty cool because it's pretty comprehensive and pretty holistic. So it's amazing that they've adopted that. And we want that to spread throughout the nation. So far, one state has it reciprocal to all the different schools.
Awesome.
But
Very nice.
I want to be as profitable as possible with adults first, and then use those revenues to start to infiltrate down to the younger crowds, because the adults then understand in their own impact on their own lives what the possibilities are and what value that creates. And so if I can start there and then have a lot of money, now I can go to the younger people. If I start with the younger people, the financial model doesn't work for me because
Right.
now I've got to sell them first
I'm with
and then
you.
their parents
then their
second.
Yeah,
It's only one sell to the
That's
parents,
makes sense.
then it's an inevitable sell to the
That's right.
second. So I've started adults and college, and then we'll move into elementary and down.
That's good. And they're the teachers. The adults are the teachers. Hopefully this is going to work.
Right. And let's hopefully get them teaching the right things, because the
Well, that's
examples
what I
right
mean,
now,
the sole purpose.
right? And it's not some drab, financial jargon that I talk about, that I teach. I'm talking about personal development. You ask the question, what's the first step someone should take? Before you could ever invest, you've got to be clear on who you are, how you can contribute, and ultimately your sole purpose. If you start before there, then it's going to end up as a disaster. Trust me, you've probably even gone through that sometime in your life. So get clear on what you want, and then find, through financial literacy, how to finance that and then live in alignment with it.
Oh,
I love that.
love this.
Stuff.
This is so good.
Where do I
Thank
sign
you
up?
so
Yeah,
much.
that's right.
Well, talk later.
It's time to close, and Garrett has The Money Show on thewinonline.com. We appreciate you joining us. We've loved being with you. We invite everyone to visit thewinonline.com, where you're going to get solutions, share ideas, and really connect with women worldwide. Have a wonderful day, and choose to live joyfully with passion and purpose.
It's the Women's Information Network. It's the win.